Hi guys, Dominique Drew here with the Art of Attraction. I just wanted to record a quick video here for you today, outlining something I've been seeing in my clients and just noticing around life a lot these days, which is the people's tendency to put off happiness until some future date, until something happens, right? Like, do you ever find yourself saying things like, "Man, if I could just get a different job," right? Or if I could just move to a different town. If I only had a girlfriend, I'd be happy. Or when I finish my PhD, then I'll really be able to relax, right? Whatever it is, we delay our happiness. I'll be able to relax then. And do you notice that time never comes? This is the sort of like the peek through the window to show you that this isn't actually real. It doesn't actually happen. It's not like you're like, okay, in a month and I'm really going to relax and I'm going to be good to myself. And just about always that tends not to happen. You find the next thing. Well, I'll be really happy though at this next level, right? And this is really, really natural. But what it does is it leads to a lot of unhappiness, and it leads to perpetual unhappiness, right? So, so why is this such flawed thinking, right? It, everybody thinks this way. It's really very, very common, but it absolutely does not work. And here's why. And I'll use the example of getting a girlfriend, right? So if you're waiting to get a girlfriend before you will start being happy, right? That puts a lot of pressure on the other person. Okay, so there's three reasons this kind of thinking will absolutely 100% keep you single. Okay, here's the first. The first is that it's not anyone else's responsibility to make you happy, period. In fact, the reality is that's impossible anyway. It looks in our human life like someone makes us happy. It's actually not accurate. It's actually not the way things are when you really dive down and look at it. And so it's not someone else's responsibility. You're trying to get someone else to make you happy rather than making yourself happy, and that's just not. Well, here's what it does. Actually, it puts pressure on the relationship. So now, instead of just meeting a beautiful woman and being a happy and confident person, and then guys can come together in a really healthy, equal type of way. You're unhappy with your life and you need her. Now there's this position of like needing, you need her to make you happy, right? To fulfill a part of your life that's not fulfilled. And she can feel that. Okay, so there's pressure on this relationship. So if you eschew the relationship, the responsibility for your life, then it puts other people you're around into the position of having to fulfill it, or it just won't go fulfilled, one or the other. Either way will not make you happy. It creates expectations. Now I need you. I'm expecting you to make me happy. There's demand in that. Make me happy. All of this is subconscious, but this is actually really the progression that this takes. And ultimately, you set yourself up to fail, right? It leads to disappointment. Okay. So, or you find a negative relationship dynamic, right? You find a woman who wants to make someone else happy, and she's got issues in that area, and you've got issues in this area, and your issues kind of fill each other. One person doesn't have very good self-esteem, and one is, abusive. It's like that can work. Working is a strong word, right? It won't lead to a happier, long relationship, but it can work temporarily. So it really creates a lot of pressure on the other person. The other major thing that this does when you're not taking responsibility for your own happiness is you're giving away your power. Okay, you're like, you make me happy, and there's like this, when you give it away, there's this kind of collapse or weakness that happens in your system. Okay, because it's not strengthening and full and like, yes, I've got myself. And I've either got you as well, or I've just got, whatever, but I'm my own responsibility, right? There's strength in that. And when you give that away, you give away your power to other people, right? It's like, oh, I don't know why she's like this all the time. Oh, I don't know. I don't either. But can you allow yourself and invite yourself to be happy and full and enriched as that's happening? And so when you give away your power, you lose confidence. A lot. Okay, you don't feel like a man in some way. And it's not even really a gender thing. It's like, people who've never really like held down a job, or really had to be on their own. There's a toughness that comes from needing to survive on your own, and also a lot of this sort of clean like independence, right? When you're responsibility for your own happiness and she's responsible for hers, you guys can come together. All the drama is gone, all the baggage, the dependency, and the demand and expectation is all removed, and you come together as adults, right, in a mature relationship. So it can really lead to some serious confidence issues. Waiting to, I'll wait until be happy until, and boom, you have no power, because now the until, whatever finishes that sentence, has the power over your happiness. Whenever I finish my PhD, well, I don't know if you've done a PhD, but that takes like 8 years, I think, minimum. And it's a long time to wait. So you're literally delaying your happiness. And all of these things are wildly unattractive, okay? When you can stand, not just as a man, but as a man or a woman, in your own power, confident and comfortable with yourself, that is wildly attractive. Wildly. If you're always sort of like, reaching or demanding or expecting, people feel that and are turned off by it before they even say a word to you. This is just exuding from you all the time. Okay? So what do you do to fix this? So you need to shift your thinking. That's the reality of it, okay? A couple ways you can do this. One is to start prioritizing yourself, Well, in order to, get my PhD done in 6 years, I'm gonna have to put off everything else in my life. Okay, well, stop and think about that for a minute. Maybe it might be better to take 8 years, but like live your life all the way through and really live as a fulfilled, happy person throughout that. I don't know, worth considering, right? Before you agree to say you're going to do something, check in with yourself. Is that something I really want to do? If you're a people pleaser, if you're a doormat, if you're like the nice guy syndrome, which is the doormat, right? The niceness is not what pushes people away. It's the fact that you're not standing up for yourself when you do need to. Being nice is very attractive. So if you're nice, you're not attracting people, then there's something else going on, okay? So before you agree and just go, oh yeah, no, I'm definitely interested in that, yeah. Check in. Prioritize yourself first. Then connect with the other, right? But if you just sort of acquiesce and go with the other, then you're betraying yourself. You don't know if that's what you wanted to do or not. You're doing it because they want to, okay? When you think to yourself, I just need to get to X to be happy. I just need a new job. I just need a job at all. I just need some money, whatever. Ask yourself, what is it that's actually keeping you from being happy right now? Like if you were to look in your life, you're like, if only I had more money. Okay, all right. But with the amount of money you have now, what is it that's really keeping you from being happy? Because happiness doesn't cost anything. So in this moment, as you're watching this, what is it that's keeping you from being happy? Okay, and look for that thing. Look for the positive in your situation, whatever it is, instead of dwelling on the negative. This is how we, the brain works in these pathways, and the pathways, the more you use them, the deeper they get, the harder it is to get out. That's how habits form, right? So when you focus, and I used to do this all the time, when you focus on the anxiety or projecting out what you think other people are thinking of you, or just the negativity in general, then you spend more time there, right? If you focus on the positives, you just look for, consciously look for what's going right in my life, okay? Bring your awareness there as often as possible, okay? Feel gratitude for what you have rather than focusing on what you lack. And I know everybody says this now, right? Gratitude's, something you sort of hear, it's like a buzzword. Instead of tuning out, if you're like me, and this was me for a very long time, where I would look, I'd be like, oh, what are the 3 ways to do this? And I would look, and as soon as I found out what they were, I'd be like, okay. And I wouldn't take any action, and I would keep looking for something else. If that's you, check in. See if maybe actually implementing the things that I'm telling you here might be something you might be interested in doing. And if you're not, notice that. But this is an instantaneous shift, okay? As soon as you know that the pattern of being negative all the time or waiting to be happy may take them a little bit to turn around, but that's just the pattern, right? The practice is shifting your focus to the positive. Why can't I be happy now? Maybe I'll try it just for a minute. Maybe I'll just be happy now. And the more you do that, the more you create new pathways, and the easier it becomes to be there. Then next thing you know, you're letting yourself be happy exactly as you are. Money starts to flow in, by the way, and you start being wildly attractive. Okay? Because someone who is happy and without need or dependent of the world around them is wildly attractive. So I hope that helps. Just wanted to record a quick video for you here, outline some of those details. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments below. And I do run an 8-week course where I really intensively teach people to do this, and the results, if you know anything about my work, you see them everywhere. They're all over Facebook, testimonials, etc., are spectacular. So if this is something that you're really serious about changing, then I invite you to take some action. You can go to dominidrew.com/hello. The link will be beneath this video, and I look forward to helping. I do a free intro call, so you're welcome to reach out to me, dominidrew.com/hello. I look forward to speaking with you. Take care. Bye-bye.